This is the Brown Boy Wonders podcast.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Brown Boy Wonder podcast. Happy New Year! 2023 is gone. 2024 is here. And, hopefully this year gets a lot more better than last year. There's a quote that says, learn from yesterday, live for today, and hope for tomorrow. Hopefully 2024 brings a lot of happiness, brings a lot of new goals, new achievements, and a lot of new inspirations into everyone's lives, In this YEEERRRR episode, Skyler, Daniel, and Anthony and I, we discuss some One Piece, Power Rangers lore, some Wrestlecon experience, and Wonder Woman comics. This was recorded before, so guys, Happy New Year and let it rip. Well, before we let it rip, of course you can follow Daniel at Daniel J McG and Daniel McG 94. Also, you can follow Anthony at Anthony Lantern at Anthony Reviews, and he's also a host on the Grud podcast. You can check him out there, and of course you can check out Skyler here in the Brown Boy Wonder podcast. Of course, you can follow this podcast on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts. Now, let's let it rip.
Bonus podcast. The three ships from One Piece that I have is the Sunny, the Mary, and then a Marine ship. But if I had to pick one that wasn't one of those, it would be the Polar Tang.
The Polar Tang is good.
It's a submarine.
Yeah, it's the yellow submarine from Beatles, basically.
From Beatles.
From Beatles, of Beatles fame.
Have you watched Beatles?
Well, the line,
submarine in it.
The line that had these models that I got, they have Shanks's ship. They have.
Do they have the Moby Dick?
Yes.
The Moby Dick's a good one.
They have the fucking Baratier.
That's also good.
But the problem with it is the big fins that raise up to create the big platforms.
Yeah, are they completely stationary? They don't move.
Well, they're underneath, they're not raised. So the ship stands 3 feet tall or whatever.
Oh shit. Did you say they did Shanks' ship? That's we've only seen it twice.
We've seen it enough. We know what it looks like.
True. But I don't know. Okay, Shanks is going to be a super important character, but I feel like right now he's there are other ships that I feel like are maybe more famous. Well, I don't know how the fuck you would do them though.
Now that I get to be a manga Chad, if you were to catch up.
Okay, well, you little fucker.
We're almost there, buddy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know the current arc is Blackbeard is around, and we're learning about Egghead and stuff. Cool.
Egghead's almost over.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know shit about Dick, it turns out.
Yeah.
They should do the big mom ship, the big talking face on the front that was I'm gonna fuck you up.
They might have. They genuinely might have.
Or the God, they couldn't do Thriller Bar because it's all fucking island. How are you gonna do that?
No.
Wait, which manga are you talking about?
One Piece.
Oh,
Nepeg.
I only saw the first episode
of the Netflix show.
The live action.
Yeah,
the live action shows I feel like a really good jumping on point for new people.
If you are, I don't know.
That's the noise that says Skyler disagrees, but not strongly.
No, I really like the show. I just,
yeah.
I don't know if it's Abrar's thing.
I was trying to get into it.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you watched anime? Are you an anime guy at all?
I mean, I watch I watched the classics, Dragon Ball Z.
Something's happening.
God, is that? Wait, what the fuck is that?
Wait a minute.
Is that Zed or whatever from fucking
It's a
Mighty Morphin Power
callback.
Rangers?
It's a callback to
Oh,
a previous
TJ.
Oh,
conversation.
it was that one.
All right, now Daniel,
Oh.
Daniel.
Yeah,
Now we
sorry.
sit in silence and listen to them talk about Power Rangers.
Okay.
Wait, Abrar, are you a fucking Power Rangers, Chad?
I mean, I love Power Rangers in space. That's my show.
See,
Power Rangers Space is great.
Abrar's in a sticky situation because if he
Yeah.
says, "Yeah, I fucking love Power Rangers," I think he's gonna crack his knuckles and be like, "Well,
Yeah, exactly. I only okay, I know the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the original. I know that one. But I'm really into the in space. I know there are a lot of good ones out there, but I love in space.
See,
And Space is great.
I didn't watch really any Power Rangers as a kid until what was it, Jungle Fuckery?
Jungle Fury. Oh, Jungle Fury is also great.
The one where they're in the little balls. I thought that was really cool. I
Well,
liked
that's
it as a
Wild
kid.
Force. That's not as cool.
Oh, well, that's the one I watched, I guess.
What about
And I was like, that's neat.
what about Zero?
Which one's
Zeo?
Zero?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? There was another one where they were like fucking cop cars and stuff, and I thought that one was lame.
That was SPD.
I thought that one was lame as a kid. Maybe I was just like already on that ACAB train.
Where do you get those in space action figures, man? I really want those.
These are the Power Rangers Lightning Collection. They've been running since I want to say 2019. So at this point, it's just there actually might be some available still on Amazon. But yeah, they're around. they're current figures. So the whole team's complete, and I've got quite a few. I've got 2 different Astronomas. I've got one Ecliptor. Well, Ray has it. She bought it. It's her. She likes those.
Are those the name of bad guys?
Yeah. As you can see back there, I have all the Psycho Rangers, which was really cool. Psycho Rangers were like evil Power Rangers from
They
Power
were.
Rangers in space. They were kept on data cards, and they came back in Lost Galaxy, which you can kind of see a little Lost Galaxy
On the
with.
right.
You know what? If you transition the Power Rangers love into like by extension Kamen Rider, you can get Christian in on this podcast. That's something he can and we'll talk about.
I mean, Kamen Rider is really cool. Like I said, I just watched Shin Kamen Rider for the first time, like last week, and I thought it was great. So any tokusatsu stuff, I'd be happy to talk to with Christian.
What's
He's
your
got big opinions on Kamen Rider.
What's your favorite Power Ranger suit?
Power Rangers suit? Well, I'm a big fan of Lightspeed Rescue personally. I think they've got really like neat simplified suits. They got like the Umbrella Corps logo on them, so that's pretty cool.
Hold on, I'm gonna Google every Power Ranger and I'm gonna pick one.
I mean,
And then you can judge me.
look at that in space suit. I mean, you got the colors, you got that visor.
There's so many.
In Space is pretty neat because when they were adapting it, they thought because essentially when they got the footage, they thought they were like space themed, the Japanese series. But then Japan, these aren't space themed whatsoever. They're actually like digital themed. Like it's all like internet because it's it's the 90s, so it's all about like cyberspace and digital stuff. But like you look at the helmets and they kind of have like an alien shape to them. Like they kind of have like the grays to them there, and then like the white gloves and boots kind of give like a spaceman motif. So it's I love the
I dig
suits.
it.
I think they're pretty like simple. They kind of look like the Mighty Morphin suits, but like slim, like trimmed down, like a little bit futuristic.
I mean, of course, you got that guy, man, the Red Ranger.
Andros,
man, that's my guy.
Andros is cool. I'm a big fan of TJ. I think TJ is like one of those like Captain America characters going from Turbo to In Space. I thought he was great. There's that episode where they have to fight the Psycho Rangers, and he's like trying to figure out like a plan, and they like switch colors, and then he comes up with a plan to make them all wear the blue suit so they can like distract him and everything. That was great. Good stuff.
That's amazing, man. Do you like the Turbo Kid?
No, but I don't think anyone does.
No.
the movie, The Turbo Kid.
The Power Ranger who's a kid, the Blue Ranger.
Okay.
Yeah, they made
here are the
kid of Power
suits that I'm seeing that I think are cool. Obviously, the White Ranger one. I think that one's pretty rad. I don't think that's going to be a hot take. That one's pretty cool.
No, that's good.
White Ranger.
I'm seeing one where they're ninjas, and there's 2 guys who have like beetle crests on their
Oh
foreheads.
yeah, those
ones are cool.
I'm struggling to like not say the Sentai names because that's gonna like definitely no one's gonna understand what I say. So when you said it, I was like,
we're weebs here. We're all right.
Yeah, get in there.
I was like, oh, Hurricaneer. Yeah, that's my favorite. It's like, oh, I could just say Ninja Storm, but
Go deep.
They were pirates one time.
Go
There were
Kaiju?
pirates.
I love Go Kaiju.
I've seen that toy at some
Do you
point.
want to see their suits now? The current Japanese series?
Are they good or bad?
Oh, they're perfect. I love it. It's
Okay.
King Oger is what it's called. It's great.
There's one I'm looking at right now where they have capes and they look stupid.
Power Rangers, that's probably Mystic Force.
They have capes and the openings on their like the visors mostly look like birds. One's like a buffalo, maybe,
Yeah, it's probably Mystic Force.
or a butterfly. I don't know. I don't like these ones.
I did like the Green Ranger. Ooh.
So this series will not be adapted because Power Rangers is technically over right now.
Well, they can't do
Yeah.
it because they're at the fucking Magic Kingdom clearly.
At
So that's
Disneyland.
trademarked.
Yeah, this is the current Japanese series that I'm watching weekly, and it is
Are they
great.
knights?
They're kings.
Oh.
Can't all be kings. That one's a woman.
We was Kangs.
Hey, they are.
Whoa.
Listen, both Himeno, the yellow one, and Rita, the purple one, they are female, but they are classified as kings in the series, and they're all great.
The purple suit looks like something Emi Sakura would wear.
I mean, she probably should. Rita's great. Rita, she's like a judge. So she lives in like this ice place and she fucking sentences people if they do crimes, and she's like a cold-hearted. She's awesome. I love Rita.
Man.
Do they have their own kingdoms? Is this a Game of Thrones?
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
motherfucker.
it's a cool it's a whole I can't recommend it to people because they got a little experimental, as you can see, and like most of the shit they film in is like green screen land. So like I can't tell people to watch it because then they'll be like, it looks like shit. And I'm like, no, I get it looks like shit, but trust me. It's really cool.
I know, isn't it great?
Like it's so rough because most of Sentai is just filmed like, you've seen Power Rangers, it's filmed in the streets.
Yeah.
But in this one, because it's supposed to take place on like a faraway planet, and like, yeah, they're all rulers of their own little kingdoms, and each kingdom has its own thing. So like blue is like a technological advanced kingdom, yellow is like advanced in medicine, the Black Ranger is all about like agriculture. So it's this big, CGI speed racer looking world. And that's hard to recommend to people as their first series because they're going to look at it and think it's ugly.
I mean, it's unique. That's all I gotta say about that.
It's cool. It's got great stories, but that's a lot of Japanese media. You're like, no, trust me, get past all the weird shit, and it's actually a really good story.
I wish, because my favorite color is green, and I love the Green Ranger, Jason David Frank in the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. But I wish there was a Green Ranger for in space.
I mean, that's fair. We got Silver. Saint's pretty cool.
Yeah, that silver's cool.
The one Danny was talking about earlier, the ninja ones, they got a cool Green Ranger.
Yeah, he's cool.
He's got a shield on and everything like the other Green Ranger.
Shieldon's a Pokemon.
Okay, all right. Listen here, bucko.
Oh, did you watch that Netflix Power Ranger special?
The reunion thing that they just
Yeah.
did? Yeah, I have mixed feelings on it. Cause like Skyler, do you have a hat like that? You should.
I should.
Yeah.
I don't.
Damn
I got
it.
you one for Christmas, don't worry.
But,
Look
but
under
yeah,
your chair.
I had mixed feelings on the Power Rangers thing because it was still Power Rangers, but I felt like they wanted to be taken seriously, when because they did the whole thing where it's like, oh, the actress was actually, actually died in like a tragic accident years ago. So
Yeah.
they did a whole like, oh my God, she's dead, and we can't tell her daughter that she was a Power Ranger. It was like half serious and half like goofy. And I wish it had just been like one or the other. And honestly, I wish it had just been goofy because I feel like that works a lot better.
All the time.
I mean, Power Rangers is always goofy. They should have stick with that. But if they're trying to do that serious approach, they should have done that.
It's just sort of leaned into one or the other. And then like you see these actors and you're reminded of like, oh, there's a reason none of these people have been in anything significant, besides like Amy Jo, who wasn't in it. And you're like, oh right, yeah, none of these people are that good of actors. I feel bad because like David Yost, Billy, the Blue Ranger,
Yeah.
he left the show because of like severe homophobia. So like for him to come back to the franchise is pretty cool, just because it's like, wow, he was able to make amends with the new people running the show and like come back to this thing that kind of was like a pretty severe thing in his past.
Does he suck less?
But no, he's not a good actor like at all.
No, I didn't mean as an actor. I meant as a person.
I mean, he's
No,
fine.
Stop being homophobic.
People were
he's
homophobic
gay.
to him.
I misunderstood.
Yeah, he basically left it a bullying in a way.
I thought he was the bully.
No.
He's Billy.
No. He
Billy's not a bully?
kills the bus driver.
Oh, speaking of that, The Dark Knight. No,
Transition.
I love The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight is great. I mean, all-time classic. It's my top 3 films, like I said before in the Jungle of the Way podcast episode. There's nothing.
Why the fuck is Craig still here?
Oh
Is this
my
still
goodness,
recording?
Abrar.
This has been recording the entire time.
It's for your own personal enjoyment.
Now everyone knows that David Yost is homophobic.
Oh,
It doesn't post immediately. Don't worry.
Listen. There's some bad people in the world of Power Rangers. There was a period where like a lot of them were just sort of tanking their own careers. Like, okay, so we all know about the unfortunate tragedy with Jason David Frank, right? Like
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
that was
Is he the one
terrible.
that did a murder with a sword, or is he the one
No.
that died?
No,
J-
that was
What?
that was a
JDF
different
was the
guy.
Green Ranger that just passed away. Like what? This year? Last year?
last
year.
year.
Who was the one that did
Yeah.
a murder with a sword?
That was Wild Force Red.
I liked Wild Force.
It was in self-defense, but he did kill a guy with a sword.
That's
So
kind of metal
Can-
if it was
can I-
legal.
Can I? That's badass.
yeah, I mean it's something. So no,
Wasn't it his roommate? Am I
yeah, it was
misremembering
some
this?
sort of like confrontation between two people. It was like I don't know. Either way, it led to a killing. Anyways,
Yeah, not a lot of
JDF.
good ways you can get to a murder.
he sadly took his own life.
Oh.
And so like in Power Rangers Zeo, which was like the sequel series of Mighty Morphin, it had a lot of the same people. JDF was in that show as the Red Ranger. There was a whole storyline where there was a Gold Ranger, and it was like, who's the Gold Ranger? And it turned out it was like a guy from a place where your personality is in 3 pieces or something. Yeah, the Red Ranger. He did
Yeah.
it.
Look at how hot he is, though.
Yeah,
That's my only input here.
Cole is funny because he's raised by animals, because his parents were killed, and there's a good part where
I feel
he's
like
a
I
bad
should ask,
actor.
is the top name the character and the bottom name the real one? Or
Yeah, the
okay.
top name is the character.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but anyways, back to what I was saying. The actor that played the Gold Ranger, it's triplets, and one of the triplets goes on fucking Instagram Live and starts talking about how, well, JDF didn't go to heaven because he killed himself. So like obviously he went to hell. It's like,
Get
wait,
out of
what?
here, dude.
And then like
Get
one
outta
of the
here.
other triplets like starts agreeing with him.
You gotta
And so now
stop.
the community is like completely shut those guys down. They're like, no, you're done. And I think I don't remember. I think it was Andrew Gray who was Power Rangers Megaforce and Super Megaforce. Those are the suits with the pirate theme.
Yeah.
Those ones look okay.
He also piled on the JDF thing about him going to hell. And so he got a lot of shit. And yeah, and I think that's the thing a lot of people forget is like a lot of these Power Ranger actors are like from here. The man in the picture, Merrick, this guy loved his outfits because it was Dallas Cowboys colors. There's a lot of Rangers stationed in Texas, and some of those that mentality sticks with them, I guess, in some instances. So that's that. Did I ever tell you my Steve Cardenas story, my Rocky story?
No.
Nope.
Bro, you remember Rocky, right? The second Red Ranger from the movie.
Yes.
He was at Comic-Con. I think I took my brother to meet him.
Yeah. So Ray and I went to Power Morphicon Express, which was in Pasadena, Texas, not California. So like right south of Houston. That was the one time Ray and I went through Houston, and it looked like hell because there was like a fire in the distance.
Houston's always got some bullshit going on.
That was the vibe that we got. And so we go to this little small convention, and like there's a bunch of people there. Johnny Young Bosch is there, Steve Cardenas, JDF, all these people. Johnny Young Bosch, the only guy with a career outside of Power Rangers because he voices a million anime characters.
Yeah, I was gonna say I recognize that name.
Yeah, you recognize Ichigo.
Ichigo! I didn't know you voiced Ichigo though, actually.
Yeah, he's Trigun, he's Ichigo, he's currently Broly after he replaced Vic Mignogna.
Why don't they just call him Bleachigo?
It's a good
So
question.
when we went to meet, bypassing it. When we went to meet Steve Cardinos, we were there because I had him sign my VHS of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie, and like
Nice.
he's like, "Oh yeah, we got this." I had it signed, and it was really nice. And then he's like, so you guys know, we got a lot of like cool stuff here," and he's like hawking his shit, and he has like some sort of personal, whatever theme stuff. But then on top of that, he's selling like signed Power Rangers comic books. Not signed by him, just signed by other people. And he's like, "Oh, we got this here. We got like a cool variant cover. It's signed by so and so."
It'd be so
Like,
funny if he was selling them and they were just signed by other people at the convention, but like
they
not
were
not celebrities. No. Just other fuckers who would
other people.
walk them. Hey, can you sign this? I'm gonna sell it.
He's like literally next to fucking JDF's table selling a comic book signed by JDF. And we were like, "Oh, yeah, no, like we're good. We just wanted the
No.
autograph for this." He's
Absolutely
like
not.
selling shit you'd sell on eBay, like Power Rangers memorabilia signed by like other actors. It was very embarrassing. I mean, he hustled, but
Rob Van Dam was
guess.
doing the same thing at WrestleCon.
yeah, he was selling like
Ron Van
fucking
Dam
Mattel
should be
figures and
better
whatnot.
than that.
He was selling like an overpriced Stardust figure. I remember that.
Oh.
I
Stardust.
remember WrestleCon. You want to talk about WrestleCon?
I've never been to a wrestle convention.
I mean,
I
it sounds
tend to
fun.
think it would be largely assholes. Well, yes.
WrestleCon was great.
I love wrestling, but I feel like the wrestling fan base is one of the more toxic ones.
Oh yeah.
They're all toxic. They're all
Yeah.
Well,
terrible.
yes. Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
let's talk about our experience with it. So we went there. It was the Hyatt Regency in Dallas, where we're standing in line, and obviously WrestleMania weekend. It's a very big cultural thing. And we were there with Kirk, and like these two guys. Do you remember the Australians that walked by, Skyler, early in the morning? It's like 9 o'clock.
If I remember correctly, there were people with like Australian flags, and Kirk got really mad.
He did because he thought it was really dorky. But there's some Australians that came by, and they just go,
Oh.
and you and I look at each other like, what just happened? Like this is like there are children nearby. And Kirk has to be like, yeah, like it's not that big of a word in Australia. Like
It's a cultural thing.
like it's just sort of like it's a curse word necessarily, but it's not like here where like you can't say that. Like it's just another
We're
like
too busy being scared by giant spiders and drop bears.
yeah, just like oh my god, we were shocked. So we get in there, and one of the parts that I remember was Kirk seeing Lex Luger there.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
like, oh, Lex Luger. Like you picture Lex Luger in your head, you think of the Lex Express and all that. And so we see Lex Luger like wheeled out
Yeah.
because he looks like a goddamn skeleton.
He was not well
No.
at that time.
And
He's
it was
still
such a
he's still not well now, but he looks better now, I think.
I think he is better now.
there was a fat guy I saw that was sitting on a steps next to a sign that said "Do not sit."
Oh.
Kurt Angle's line went around the entire room, I think, as well as Rey Mysterio's.
Yeah.
That was
bet.
pretty big.
The
was pretty
highlight of the entire event was us like sitting down to like I don't even think we were like eating. We were just taking a breather or something. We're sitting at a little table, and we just kind of look over and just sitting. He doesn't have a booth. He doesn't have anything. He's just sitting amongst everyone else. It's Jinder
sitting next
Mahal.
Yeah, he was sitting
Oh.
right next to us. We had seats. He was sitting on like the fountain, like
Yeah.
ridge.
Like he was a guest,
Where
like an attendee. Not.
in the timeline does this line up to him being world champ?
It was before.
It was a solid year before.
Okay, so he was still kind of nobody.
No, he wasn't even back at WWE at this point.
Oh, okay.
No, we were like, yeah, there's former 3MB guy. He's just sitting right there.
I don't think I would have recognized him before he came back.
Oh, you can recognize Jinder Mahal.
Well,
I mean, we did.
I didn't.
He was still fairly skinny. He hadn't hit the juice yet.
Well, I wasn't watching wrestling during the 3MB days. I didn't know any of those fuckers.
I mean, it was a tall Indian man. So, I mean, that helped, in that regard.
Well, yeah, but I wouldn't have been like, I could have looked at him and been like, that's a buff, tall Indian man, but I wouldn't have known that's Jinder Mahal. Like, there's no, because I didn't know who that was until he showed up for his run where he became world champ. Like, I did not know the character.
Well, that's fair. This was the same day that we went to Jim Ross's live show where he said, and the whole audience gasped, and he went, "What? What?"
Boo, Jim Ross. Boo.
Oh my goodness.
No, he was right. He was right to say it.
He was talking about the ones in France or fucking the Netherlands.
I do have here the Wrestlecon Super Show, which was the whole like wrestling show after the con that we went to. And I can read you the card here because it's pretty wild to think of as 2016. This is the people that we were seeing that night.
Yeah.
It was Pentagon Jr. versus Sami Callihan, followed by Marty Scurll versus Will Ospreay. Remember Progress?
This is Progress.
Chuck Taylor and Colt Cabana versus Jake Manning and Zane Riley.
I don't know.
Tessa Blanchard with Tully Blanchard versus Crazy Mary Dobson.
And this was before she was canceled, so people would still care to see her.
Yeah.
Brian Myers, Jeff Jarrett, Jessica Havoc versus Luke Hawx, Sanjay Dutt, Candice LeRae, Joey Ryan, Matt Stryker, Shane Strickland, Tommy Dreamer. Remember that moment.
We saw Joey Ryan do the dick flip in person.
Oh.
Matt Hardy versus Lance Storm. Matt Sydal, Rey Mysterio, Ricochet, Brian Cage, Chris Hero, and Zack Sabre Jr.
You skipped over something very important there. Matt Hardy versus Lance Storm, the retirement match of Missy Hyatt.
Yeah, we witnessed history.
She got kicked so hard, she said, "Where are the Von Erichs?" And now here they are in 2023.
And the announcer went, "Ladies and gentlemen, the final appearance of Missy Hyatt."
That was when she got kicked back in time, yeah?
That's what they're going to do to Sting.
Oh,
that'd be
cool.
Not. But yeah, it's funny reading that card and knowing, like, half those people are with AEW now, and
some of them, about half of them are canceled also.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was the same show we met Max Landis. Where he walked by. And
what was that thing he put out recently, Sky, that you watched and I watched like half of, and it was garbage?
I don't think I got halfway through his Superman pitch, his movie for Justice League. Or something.
The one where like he
plays every character just about.
He plays every character, and I think was it Green Arrow's a stoner.
Yeah,
I remember that came out. I never saw it.
It's bad.
I had it on. I was like listening to it while I was at work. And I stopped it. I was like, no. He's lost his magic.
I know he was around being talked about recently because he's offering some sort of like program you can pay for where he'll be like a script doctor or something.
Yeah, he's doing a shyster scam where he's like, I'll make your movie worse.
I mean, at this rate. He was the first person to make a bad Star Wars film for Netflix.
Damn, his Star Wars.
Oh God, I forgot that he called Bright that.
People will never let him live that down.
No. Do you
also,
remember when he made
harassment?
Death and Return of Superman like YouTube video, and we were like, this guy gets it, and then we were wrong.
Yeah.
Well, he was really good at pretending like he got it.
Yeah. I mean, his comic that he wrote is still fairly good, but I guess he's just gone farther and farther into being a crazy person. I think I've watched his like further, because he's done like other pitch stuff. Like he like wrote like what would be a sequel to that comic where it's like Superman is like trained by Batman, and like it's just Batman being an asshole for like a whole story. I don't know why he hates Batman. I guess I don't know.
If there was going to be somebody who would train Superman to be like better at fighting, because I understand that being like, oh, he's just like a farm boy from Texas or from Kansas rather, like he wouldn't, like he's super strong, but he wouldn't necessarily be good in a fight because he doesn't know how.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be.
It should be fucking Wonder Woman. He should go to Themyscira for a while and be like, hey, teach me how to do big fights.
He can't go to Themyscira.
Well, I guess he couldn't go there, but like
he's gonna
come and teach him or something.
Yeah.
Does it count if you go to Themyscira and just like don't touch the ground?
I don't know, dude. Well, but men, no, it's just there's been times that men have been allowed on men have been allowed on Themyscira before in very specific circumstances.
Yeah, there was that Batman Superman story that got adapted into the animated film with Supergirl.
Chris
They were on
Pine was there.
Themyscira.
I think also, God, what was the one? I mean, I can think of a bunch of times where men have invaded Themyscira. There's the one where they were like, "What happens to men who are born on Themyscira?" And then it was like, "Oh, they go and work in the forges with Hephaestus or whatever."
We put him in the mines.
Yeah, well,
The Mines of Moria.
that was actually the bit. Is Diana
mine.
thought that they were being forced to do it, and so she like beat the shit out of Hephaestus and was like, "You guys are free," and they're like, "Can you leave our dad alone? Because all y'all bitches kicked us out, and he's the only one who took care of us."
You guys are free. You put us down here.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a real it's a real house elf situation, right?
yeah.
We're gonna free the house elves. No, we like being slaves.
She also has a brother sometimes called Jason. I don't know if
Mhm.
that's relevant to this. I'm sure he's been on Themyscira a time or two
Or 3, I don't know.
or 3 even.
I'm not a Wonder Woman
Do you
expert.
remember when the fucking I've had to recently become it because I'm starting writing the Wonder Woman one for my rewrite. I read the Historia. Apparently, that's really good. I don't know if it's new or what, but it started like popping up on my timeline a lot. It's really good.
Yeah, I think that came out this year, I want to say. I've heard good I mean, I know James Gunn pushed the hell out of it, but I haven't read it yet.
It's really good. It's not like a great story, but it's a lot of just like information about Themyscira and like things. There are things about it that I'm not going to use for my version because I think they're kind of stupid. But really good art, minimally. Actually, my favorite run, because I've been reading a lot of Wonder Woman lately, is, and I think I recommended it to Skyler too, is one called
Skyler doesn't read comics.
I am reading a comic book right now, actually.
What are you reading?
It's The Walking Dead.
Okay.
I thought you finished that.
Well, no, I never actually finished the full thing, and I have the full collection just sitting on my shelf collecting dust. And after I caught up on my Weeby One Piece, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna actually just burn through this whole thing just in one go. And let me tell you, it does not start strong. Robert Kirkman, I don't know what it is, his dialogue in the first couple issues or volumes or whatever. It's just off. He's not. It's
Is
weird.
that the same?
I don't know. We'll see if it gets better.
Well, who wouldn't fight, Robert Kirkman or George R. Martin?
Robert Kirkman.
Robert
He's a liar.
Yeah, Robert Kirkman would actually show up.
True.
And he
Fuck
gets
him
someone
up.
else to do it. Robert Kirkman's like the closest thing we have to a modern Stanley because he's like a liar and like a showman.
Cool. We need one of those.
No, but the Wonder Woman story that I read recently is
It's
called
not
Trial of the
gonna
Amazons, and it's really good. They talk about the other groups of Amazons that I didn't actually know about, like the African one and the one that's actually from like the Amazonia.
Oh yeah, fucking Nubia, right?
Yeah. Well, no, Nubia. So Nubia is from Themyscira. She's
black.
What? Yeah, I know. When she was first introduced, she was just a character who like guarded the gate to hell, which was for some reason on Themyscira. And then she at one point becomes like the queen of Themyscira while Diana's away, and that's when she started becoming like a character that mattered. And now she's super popular. But no, I forget the name of the South American one, but that's where like Yara. God, what the
Yara
fuck is her
Flor.
last- Yeah, Yara Flor comes from.
Mhm.
I think she's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I
wish there
like
were
her
more stories
personality.
about her.
It's a shame they like pushed her for like an initiative that didn't like happen. They were like trying to push like a new generation of heroes, and then that didn't go through. So they just kind of stopped using her immediately.
It's a real fucking bummer because she's really cool. Like she's got a cool backstory and stuff. I mean, there's parts of it that need to be worked out because like it's kind of fucking. I mean, they're all kind of there's like some bullshit in there that just sucks ass. But she's a really interesting character outside of some of the backstory bit.
Yeah, like I said, I like her
she's got
personality
Pegasus.
a lot. She's fun.
Bing bang!